The night wrapped itself in a silence that seemed denser than ever, as though the universe was pausing, waiting for something to unfold. Clara Bennett found herself in solitude within her living room, where the gentle illumination of candles danced, creating playful shadows that wove stories across the walls. At 58, Clara had woven a life of solitude, a tapestry of quiet moments since her beloved Thomas departed a decade ago. With Nathan away for a week-long conference in London, the house became a canvas for her thoughts, each moment stretching into a story of its own. As she savored her Merlot, the deep, luxurious flavor enveloped her, a comforting embrace, while the gentle notes of jazz floated through the air. Dressed in a silk nightgown that caressed her silhouette, she felt a sense of tranquility wash over her. In that moment, she experienced an unusual tranquility, a brief respite from the solitude that had settled in as her unwavering companion. These evenings became her refuge, a gentle embrace for her heart amidst the quietude. Yet this evening there was an unmistakable shift in the air, a current of expectation that eluded her grasp. Clara reclined on the couch, her hazel eyes following the flickering ballet of the candlelight. In the stillness of the night, when the world outside faded away, she found herself revisiting the echoes of Thomas, those fleeting memories that danced in the shadows of her mind. She longed for the sound of his laughter, the way he would draw her near and murmur sweet vows of eternity. The absence of him had etched a void within her, a space she had come to traverse with elegance. Yet as the music swelled, a deep yearning awakened within her, not solely for Thomas, but for the vividness of life she had hidden away. The doorbell's piercing chime broke the stillness echoing through the quiet space. With a sudden jolt, Clara's wineglass quivered in her grasp before she placed it down, a frown creasing her forehead. Who might be wandering into this realm at such an hour? With a swift tug, she secured the sash of her nightgown, a shiver of vulnerability washing over her. Quietly, she made her way to the door, her eyes narrowing as she leaned in to glimpse through the peephole. Her breath hitched in her throat. There stood James Harper on her porch, the closest friend and colleague of Nathan. His dark blazer embraced his broad shoulders with a confident elegance. With his chestnut hair slightly tousled, he exuded an effortless charm that Clara had always observed, but never paused to contemplate. In his grasp rested Nathan's laptop bag alongside a neat pile of folders. As Clara opened the door, a flutter of excitement danced in her chest, for there stood James, his deep blue eyes locking onto hers with an intensity that made the world around them fade away. "James, what brings you to this place?" she inquired. Her voice carried a note of astonishment, laced with a whisper of discomfort. She was taken by surprise at the unexpected visitor, especially when he greeted her with a warm, disarming smile. As the sun dips below the horizon, the evening unfolds. Once upon a time there was a character named Clara. As Nathan and I delved into our project, I completed my portion of the work. Feeling the weight of his belongings, I decided it was time to pay a visit and let go. His tone was relaxed, yet his eyes held a lingering curiosity, absorbing every detail of her presence. The gentle curls of her auburn hair, the exquisite flow of her silk gown. Clara felt a flush rise to her cheeks as his gaze lingered on her. "Ah, indeed. Step right in, if you will. The warmth beckons, and the chill of the night is no place for you." With a graceful motion, she beckoned him to enter. As she gently shut the door behind her, a wave of self-awareness washed over her, the flickering candlelight enveloping her in a warm, golden glow. James's gaze danced across her form for a fleeting moment before he averted his eyes, a gesture of respect, yet not without her awareness. As he entered the living room, his presence enveloped the space, taking in the ambiance, the flickering candles, the glistening wine, the soft strains of music. He raised an eyebrow, a mischievous sparkle dancing in his eyes. "It seems I've stumbled upon an intimate gathering," he playfully remarked, his voice rich and inviting. Clara let out a joyful laugh, placing her glass gently on the coffee table. "Not really." On this tranquil evening all is still. These evenings have become my refuge, a sanctuary of calm since Thomas. She halted, taken aback by her own openness. Yet, I find joy in your presence, James. Our paths haven't crossed in conversation yet. James's smile deepened, his gaze intertwining with hers, radiating a sincerity that sent a thrill through her veins. It seems we have not have we. From the very beginning, my journey with Nathan has been long and rich. Yet there's a tale I've been eager to share, one that speaks of my deep admiration for you, Clara. The way you've stood by Nathan's side, the strength you possess is truly extraordinary. Her heart danced at his words. With a graceful gesture, she invited him to take a seat. As he sank into the couch, she glided to the kitchen, returning with another wineglass, filling it with a rich pour just for him. The atmosphere transformed, as if a gentle breeze had whispered through, with James's calm assurance grounding everyone present. There was an undeniable quality about him, a steady gaze and a comforting warmth that enveloped her, making her feel truly seen in a way she hadn't experienced in years. As they savored their wine, the dialogue danced between them, smooth and unhurried. James wove tales of his work, his journeys, and the aspirations he continued to pursue at 39. Clara wove tales of her garden, the volumes she had explored, and with a gentle hesitance, the burden of her solitude. As they conversed, the distance that separated them appeared to diminish, alive, with a silent, electric tension. James's eyes held on to her a moment longer, his gaze following the gentle arc of her cheek. The way her lips parted in a joyous laugh. Clara sensed a warm rush rise to her cheeks, her heart dancing with a blend of excitement and unease. It had been ages since she had experienced this flicker, a tug, a longing she believed she had laid to rest. Clara James finally spoke, his tone measured and thoughtful. He placed his glass on the table, leaning in just a bit, taking in the sight of you here solitary. It feels off to me. Your strength and beauty shine brightly. Yet, beneath that radiant surface, I sense a lingering solitude that seems unjust. His words rippled through the silence, creating waves that disturbed the calm surface. As the sensation coursed through her, Clara's breath caught in her throat, her fingers gripping the glass with increasing intensity. The walls felt as though they were drawing nearer the flickering candlelight, accentuating the piercing quality of his stare. "James," she began, her voice trembling with uncertainty. "Loneliness can be a deliberate decision, a protective barrier, if you will." He tilted his head, a glimmer of contemplation dancing in his eyes. "Perhaps yet a shield may transform into a prison." Clara, his voice wrapped around her like a gentle embrace, yet carried a strength that resonated deep within her soul. The atmosphere thickened with an electric tension, a force that sent shivers of fear and excitement coursing through her veins. James's eyes radiated a warmth, a yearning that echoed the deep ache within her. She yearned to turn her gaze to seek refuge in the comforting embrace of her own solitude. Yet she found herself unable to do so, not this night, James. She murmured, her voice a fragile whisper. "What brings you to solitude? In the grand tapestry of life, you shine brightly successful, charming, and kind. Truly, any woman would consider herself fortunate to walk alongside you." Her words flowed forth uncontrollably, her gaze probing his with an intensity that spoke volumes. He let out a soft, wry laugh, running his fingers through his hair, as if to smooth out the tangled thoughts in his mind. "At times, I find myself embracing solitude, perhaps out of selectiveness, or maybe—" He halted, his eyes capturing hers in a moment of stillness. "Perhaps the one I sought was nearer than I ever imagined, yet I remained oblivious to their presence." Clara felt her heart race, her thoughts swirling as she tried to grasp the meaning behind his words. Did his words align with her thoughts? The weight of the unspoken truth lingered in the air, palpable and inescapable. A warm blush crept across her cheeks, yet she summoned a delicate smile. "Any woman who truly understands you would be wise to hold on tight, James. His gaze deepened fierce and resolute. "And what of you, Clara?" he inquired, his voice slicing through the stillness. "What keeps you in solitude? For years you have walked your own path, navigating the world solo. Has the journey been smooth?" The unexpected question struck her like a bolt, breaking through her carefully constructed barriers. "I have reached the age of 58, James. Following Thomas, the thought of allowing my heart to be vulnerable once more felt unimaginable. In the quiet embrace of solitude, there lies a certain comfort." Her voice quivered and she cast her eyes downward, unable to meet his stare. Yet, as she lifted her gaze, she found his eyes locked onto hers, radiating warmth and an irresistible pull that drew her closer. Time seemed to elongate the atmosphere, thrumming with potential. Clara felt a constriction in her chest, her emotions entwined in a complex dance of fear and longing. In that moment, a rush of vitality surged through her, a sensation both exhilarating and daunting, intertwining fear with delight. As the night deepened, Clara's thoughts lingered on James, echoing in her mind long after he had departed. His words, his gaze wove themselves into her very being, holding on with an unyielding grip. In the days that followed, their paths crossed once more, sharing coffee at a serene cafe, engaging in deep conversations within the confines of his car, and indulging in late-night phone calls that lingered into the dawn. With every meeting, their connection grew stronger. With a spark that ignited her very core, Clara found herself shedding layers, her meticulously constructed defenses collapsing beneath the intensity of his aura. Yet with each smile and every gentle brush of his hand, a sense of guilt clawed at her heart. In the heart of their adventures, James stood as Nathan's closest companion. What could possibly lead her to feel this way? Yet the allure was irresistible, a magnetism she found impossible to ignore. As she plummeted through the air, a thrilling mix of fear and excitement coursed through her veins. As the sun dipped below the horizon, James sent her a message that contained an address and a few carefully chosen words. "Join me at this very spot tonight when the clock strikes 8. Gather around, for I have a tale to unfold before you." Only you, with trembling fingers, she absorbed the words, her heart pounding in a whirlwind of fear and exhilaration. She sensed that this was not just any invitation. In that moment, everything changed. Clara stood before her mirror, gracefully donning a sleek black dress that embraced her curves with elegance. With its off-the-shoulder design, it strikes a perfect balance between boldness and elegance. Her hair cascaded down in gentle, flowing waves. Her lips adorned a rich shade of crimson. After a long stretch of time, a sense of beauty washed over her, illuminating her spirit. "Attractive, this is for me," she whispered, a secret shared between her heart and the air, though she understood it was for James as well. At the address, James stood by his car sleeves, rolled up, one hand draped casually over the steering wheel, embodying a moment filled with anticipation. As his gaze fell upon her, a spark ignited in his eyes, and a gradual smile unfurled, illuminating his features. "Clara," he murmured, his voice a gentle whisper. "Join me on this journey. Gather round, for I have something of great significance to share with you." With a gentle grasp, she intertwined her trembling fingers with his, and gracefully settled into the passenger seat. They journeyed through the quiet night, the darkness enveloping them in a protective embrace. Half an hour later, James arrived at a quaint little house tucked away in the hills, its windows radiating a cozy light amidst the encroaching darkness. The air was invigorating, and the stars gleamed brightly overhead. Within the confines of that space, Clara felt her breath hitch. In that enchanting abode, the ceilings soared to great heights, while the moonlight danced through expansive windows, casting a gentle glow. Warm wooden accents embraced the space, and the fireplace crackled softly, adding to the cozy ambiance. Each detail seemed to hold a purpose, as though it was meticulously designed just for her. Walls were graced with paintings in warm, earthy hues. A glass coffee table sparkled in the heart of the room, while a polished dining table held its ground, with an air of elegance nearby. It was a flawless moment. "Were you the creative mind behind this design?" she inquired, her voice heavy with feeling. James nodded, a gentle smile gracing his lips. Indeed, I did. Yet it wasn't until now that I found someone truly remarkable to share it with. Clara felt a rush of emotion, her heart expanding, as tears threatened to spill from her eyes. The house resonated with her essence, embodying the dreams she had yet to voice. She cast aside her doubts and fears, surrendering completely to the moment that enveloped her. As they nestled by the warm glow of the fireplace, wine glasses cradled in their hands, the crackling flames spun a captivating tale around them. James leaned in, his voice calm, yet electric. Clara, I summoned you to this moment because the weight of my secret has become too heavy to bear alone. You have enchanted me entirely. In this house, under the cloak of night, everything unfolds for you. Her heart raced, and her barriers began to fall away. James, she whispered, yet he continued undeterred. Your solitude beckons me closer, drawing me in with an irresistible pull. With each passing day, my conviction grows stronger that I cannot turn my back on this journey. The air crackled with an intensity that was palpable, a sudden release of pent-up energy. James's gaze ignited with longing, and Clara sensed that same fire reflected in her own. As he leaned in, the warmth of his breath danced against her lips. She stood still, her heart echoing with urgency. James, hold on. We must ensure everything is in order. She spoke, her voice trembling with emotion. I'm certain, Clara, he declared, his eyes steady and resolute. My conviction has never been stronger. As their lips touched, everything around them faded away. His kiss was passionate yearning, rekindling a flame she believed had long been extinguished. Clara's hands wove through his hair, her body drawing nearer as his arms enveloped her. Time stood still, the wine left untouched, the fire's glow dimming in the face of its own warmth. Clara, he whispered, his lips brushing softly against her neck. You're simply stunning. How is it that I overlooked you until now? Her breath caught in her throat, her voice wavering with emotion. James, you awaken a spark within me once more. Gratitude flows from my heart. The wine glass tilted, crimson liquid cascading over the table, yet they remained unfazed. In the intimate space of the bedroom, garments slipped away, every caress unfolding like a secret waiting to be discovered. James's hands moved with a tender urgency, his eyes filled with a deep reverence as they explored her form. Clara found herself in a state of raw openness, a delicate balance of vulnerability, yet wrapped in a comforting sense of safety. As they intertwined, she yielded to the fervor, her soft sounds resonating in the stillness of the lodge. She held onto him tightly, her nails pressing into his back, her body quivering with the aftermath of ecstasy. It was a breathtaking experience, simply flawless. In the aftermath, they reclined next to each other, hearts racing, the stillness thick with unspoken significance. James turned to her, his voice gentle and inviting. What comes next, Clara? What tale shall we weave for Nathan? Could this be the tale we keep just between us? With a gentle touch, she traced his jaw, her smile holding a hint of melancholy. Only this evening. James let us linger in this moment, savoring every detail. She sent a message to Nathan. Will you be spending the evening with friends tonight? Fear not. A serene hush enveloped her, intertwined with a thrill of excitement. They embraced, enveloped by the enchanting allure of the night. Yet with the dawn came a flurry of inquiries. What tale shall unfold next? Clara sensed that the tale had merely commenced, with countless chapters yet to unfold. The journey of Clara and James is merely the beginning, with countless adventures yet to unfold. If their journey has resonated with you, go ahead and tap that subscribe button. And don't forget to enable notifications for broken vows. Your likes and comments are the lifeblood of this tale, breathing life into its very essence. Step into the next chapter with us, for a love like this never fades into silence.